a big hello to all seekers and meditators. Today we are exploring the path and outcome awareness spread. This is a 3-position spread designed to show you where your awareness stands right now and how can you realign your energy, and then what this new alignment, this new awareness is going to manifest in your life. You have 3 groups to choose from. I'm going to give you a few moments to choose your group, and then I will meet you at your reading. So hello those who chose the group 1. First, we have the first position. This is the present awareness. So what is illuminated now? So this position reveals what consciousness is awaking in you. So what is coming up in your consciousness, this the moment of insight. So what is shaping your current reality? So first we have the 9 of Raphael. This is in fact 9 of Cups from the Tarot. And we see this man resembling a genie holding a magic lamp. And there is a dog resting nearby. So the genie's lamp represents manifestation through intention. We usually call upon a genie and tell him our wish. And then we have, of course, these elements of water on the beach and the earth, which blends together the emotional and the physical world, symbolizing dreams that are ready to materialize. So this is a message of where your inner clarity is attracting outer joy. So your awareness is turning into reality. So you are feeling something, and now it has the momentum to manifest quickly. And then we have the tattoos card from the Dream Oracle, and we see this woman with wings and this kind of like snake designs on her shoulder, and this masked figure doing the designs. So tattoos are in fact stories written on the skin. So this is about making visible something that we feel on the inside. It's a kind of visible expression, and we want to mark a kind of identity or a memory with a tattoo. And then we have this woman with wings, and wings signify some kind of liberation from the past. And especially with the serpent, we have this rebirth and also sensual energy. So this is the theme of authentic expression. And so that you want to leave some kind of energetic mark. So you want to make your presence known. You want to tell your story. So you want to own your story. So something that shaped you, something that happened to you, you want to turn it into beauty. And so whatever is happening within you, whatever awareness is growing, you want to make it visible. It is becoming visible. You are no longer hiding your truth. And then we have the card from the Lenormand deck, and we see this dog sitting patiently with this leash, and he has a medallion with Om sign. So this, of course, represents faithfulness and trust, and also devotion. So this is all about connection. And with the medallion, we feel a kind of heart bonding together. It's a kind of divine companionship. So this may mean that you are supported now by someone that you trust, or whatever you are becoming aware of now is supported by trust. So you can trust the story that is coming into life right now. and the universe is supporting your vibration. So your faithfulness to your own inner truth is very important now. So whatever you have to say right now, the story you want to tell, whatever you want to manifest right now, it is something that you need to put your trust in. And also you may be supported by people who surround you. If there is a person that you are inquiring about, this is a loyal and devoted person and you can trust them. And now we have the second position, which is about how to realign my energy. So how to stay in harmony with what I'm becoming aware of. So how to bring this insight, this awareness into your daily life so it can truly grow roots and manifest in the real world. And we have the Six of Ariel. This is, in fact, Six of Pentacles. We see this radiant angel standing under this tree, and we have these baskets filled with apples, and they hang from the branches, and they seem to be in perfect balance. So we have this kind of material and also emotional harmony. So the tree is like the tree of life. This is from the story of Eden, because in fact, in the story of creation, in the story of the biblical creation, we began with two trees. There was the tree of life, and then there was the tree of good and evil, and then they became one tree. So it was a little bit unclear where the other tree had gone. But in fact, we also have a tree of life in Eden. So this is all about connection to the life energy, to the source. And here we have this symbol of staying connected to your inner source, and this will bring fruits into your life. This is a very positive card, the Six of Pentacles. It's a card of a gift. It's like receiving a heavenly gift. So we started with the Nine of Cups, and we are continuing with the Six of Pentacles. So this reading is a very rich reading for those who chose the group 1. You are entering a very fruitful phase. And also we have this Six of Pentacles represented by the angel, which also symbolizes kindness and guidance. And then of course we have the apples, which represent tangible rewards. So your intentions, whatever you want to manifest or whatever you wish or desire, can bring real fruit into your life, and you are coming into something big in your life. Something big is coming. So the way to realign your energy, to stay focused with this attitude, is through gratitude and through acts of kindness. Maybe also you can offer something to someone. Maybe it's you who can be generous and kind to others. But in any case, gifts and fruits are coming into your life. And then we have this kind of figure, a female figure on the telephone card. This is from the Dream Oracle. And of course, this literally can mean messages, phone calls, any kind of messages. We also see these birds flying around this figure, and it's we have this classic telephone being held in a hand, rising from the sea. So this can also indicate some subconscious messages, maybe some insights or intuitions that you can pay attention to. Because the telephone basically is a bridge between distances. This is like it's connecting hearts and minds. And also It can, of course, mean literal conversations with someone or something that we perceive as being away from us, as being distant. Especially because we have the classical telephone. Now, with the modern technology, we can be connecting through mobile phones, even with someone who is physically very close to us. But usually, the classical telephone, was about connecting with someone who was long distance, even oceans away. And so this may mean that you are creating a bridge between yourself and something or someone who you perceive far away. And of course, we have the indication of integrated and balanced dialogue. And with the birds, this is a classical symbol of news, also of spiritual guidance that is coming to you. And then, well, this person also is standing on a rock or is sitting on a rock. And this shows that some clarity is coming into your life, because a rock is like a symbol of integration, because we are no longer just dissipated in the ocean, but we finally find a rock to stand on. So this means that something solid is coming into your life. So whatever communication or message is coming, it's going to be solid and tangible and real. So whatever you need to do right now, communicate consciously, express what you want, express what you've realized, and speak your truth, and also be receptive to whatever you receive in the response. So the focus is on being real, tangible, practical, and go for what you want. And then we have the bridge card. This is from the Lenormand deck, and we have this very very decorated, kind of very ornated bridge reaching across like an abyss or chasm, and it is connecting, in fact, to cliffs, as it seems. And again, we have this theme of transition and of connection. So reaching across separation. Well, the bridge, of course, is a passage. It's like a moment between two tangible moments, perhaps between your wish and your desire and the embodiment of your desire. And then we have this glow. Something is glowing in the distance, and this represents a promise. So there is a good outcome awaiting you once you dare to cross the bridge. So in order to realign your energies, you must build bridges. Perhaps you need to reach out to someone or allow them to reach out to you, to be receptive towards them reaching out to you. It requires from you to walk into some new territory. And rest assured that this new territory brings a big promise, brings this beautiful shining outcome that we can see in this beautiful light. So you are crossing into some new frequency, a new way of thinking, new way of feeling, which will help your wishes and your inner desires come true. So what is needed from you in this moment is about being open to receiving, and also about being open in communication, and also to allow yourself to transition into a new phase of life. Perhaps it's also you who have to share something from your own world with others. Maybe you need to be creative. Maybe you need to say something. Maybe you need to do something. If you have a project in mind, just go for it and move through this path. And the more you move, the more it will become solid, and the more you will feel grounded, and the more results will come into your life. And then we have the third position. This is the future outcome. So what will this awareness create in your life? What is the tangible expression of your inner growth when you realign your energies, when you follow this path? So what will be the expression? What will be the tangible results of this? And we see this beautiful Ace of Gabriel. This is Ace of Wands, and she's standing in this valley surrounded by beautiful clouds, this beautiful blue color, and she has this trumpet in hand, and she has these beautiful unfurled golden wings. So of course the trumpet signals awakening, so something is calling you. This is the call to begin a new creative chapter. And we also see these mountains behind her. So this shows strength and the challenge that you went through. So you were able to accept the climb, and you climbed high, and you are empowered now. So you can spread your wings. This is also about your spiritual energy. So something that was once very heavy or uncertain, this path that you had to walk through, climb these mountains, is now becoming joyful and spiritual. And these orange colors connect to the solar and the sacral centers, the solar and sacral chakras, which is all about confidence and creativity. So something new is coming into your life, and there is a new project, perhaps a new mission is beginning. There is something very joyful coming as you cross your path, as you transcend all the blockages, as you climb all these mountains. So you are getting a big yes from the universe. And then we have the astonishment card, and we see this figure leaning forward over a wall, and she's gazing at this. It's a kind of it seems like a castle, and there are people that also stare in amazement. So we have this observer energy, the figure observing what is happening. This is your consciousness expanding, and so you are looking at the situation from above. You are transcending the situation. You are transcending the obstacles, especially with the castle. The castle represents the structure. It's a big structure, the castle. It's something very big that you created. When we start to create a castle, it seems almost impossible, but now you have created it. So you have created something big, and also you inspire collective inspiration. This is what these figures, the group of people, express. So other people are in wonder as well. So your future brings surprises, very beautiful surprises. Something will unfold that exceeds all your expectations. Maybe something you created, maybe there is a new opportunity. You will just be very surprised, you will be astonished, and of course in a most beautiful and a most wonderful way. So just remain open and allow yourself to be led by wonder and not by fear. And then from the Lenormand, we have the tree card, and we see this beautiful tree, and there is this rainbow. The rainbow is like growing from the trunk of the tree, and we see the Kabbalistic tree of life on the trunk. And the tree of life with this Kabbalistic diagram, this is all about connection between heaven and earth. So it's awareness, it's your ideas, it's something that is being born in the higher levels of your mind. They are now embodied through all the energy levels, also embodied in your material world. So this is all about realization and materialization of your projects, ideas, or desires. And of course, the rainbow shows integration between all aspects of self, because the rainbow carries all the colors, also the colors of the chakras. It's also thought as the bridge between the heaven and earth. So we have this beautiful integration of all that you wanted to achieve. And in fact, what we see is that the rainbow is shown in its totality almost. It's almost seen as a circle, which in fact, the rainbow is a circle. We usually see only a half circle, but in fact, rainbow is a circle of light. So you've come full circle. And so something that you've cultivated, something that you wanted to grow, is going to take deep roots and grow. You will have a lasting stability, and also you will heal something, because the tree is also about healing and well-being. And so whatever your inspiration was, whatever your desire was, it is going to bring inspiration for generations to come, perhaps. And you may also heal some family issues, or find your own roots, find your own standing, and thereby also healing your family connections, because the tree can be related to family as well. So your awareness journey is culminating in a new cycle. So what you once carried within, what was once your inner light or your inner intention, is now becoming a living tree. Very strong, very generous, and carrying the energy into the future, continuing to grow. So I wish you good luck and enjoy your path. So hello to those who chose group number 2. So we start with the first position, which reveals the current light of awareness. So what you're realizing about yourself or your path at this moment. And the first card that we have is 3 of Ariel, which is 3 of Pentacles. And we see this craftsman working joyfully in his, like a tool shop or in his studio. And he's surrounded by tools, and we see some lanterns. And we see this fairy, like a mechanical fairy, rising from a box. So this is all about creative mastery and a passion for your craft. So the 3 of Pentacles is a card of mastery. We are building something very meaningful in this card, and it represents a very sacred space. It's a space of creation where you craft your ideas from thought, from your inner design. You are crafting them into something very significant, something very material, with your focus and skill. This is a very skillful card. And then we have this fairy. It's like the muse coming alive. And if we look at this craftsman, he's smiling and he's like enchanted with this fairy. And we see that something is happening through craft, through skill, through patience. And of course we see this pink color around the card. This is all about love energy. So you are loving what you do, and you are attracting abundance naturally because you are engaged in something that you love. So this is reflecting some kind of creative joy and showing you as a master of something. You have strong ability and capacity to build something. So you may be engaged in some project, perhaps building literally something, maybe designing something, and you are very, very good at it. And then we have this card with a man lying in bed, and the bed has lifted into the sky and it's drifting gently above the landscape, and the card is called Flying Over. So it's a very unique symbol. In fact, it's a bed, so it's about resting, and well, the bed is flying, so this indicates movement. So it shows a kind of uplifting energy, and it's showing that inspiration comes when the mind relaxes, and then the soul can ascend, can be lifted, maybe literally in some astral travel, or maybe just in your dreams, or when you allow your freedom to roam freely, your imagination to roam freely without any kind of limitation. And also because the bed is lifted, this shows a new perspective. So you may be gaining some new clarity and some new perspective, new ideas about some creative project, about something that you have been working on. And you can see the landscape from this lifted position. So you are being mentally elevated. So you are rising above worry or above some narrow focus. You are taking this higher view, and you may feel very, very inspired. So this is showing that you have great imagination, and you can see a very, very broad picture of whatever you're working on. And then we have the fish card from the Lenormand Oracle, and we see 3 fish gliding through deep blue water. We have this beautiful blue water, and we see some green reeds, and we see some bubbles. And of course, fish in the Lenormand Oracle is all about prosperity and abundance. Fish usually symbolize abundance because they come in these big numbers and they procreate easily. And the water, again, represents emotional intelligence. And also it shows that you are moving with the current and not against it. So the flow of life is supporting you. And since we have this symbol of multiple fish, we have 3 fish. This signals multiplication and it signals growth. So the resources that are expanding and ideas that are growing, and this also, of course, blends together nicely with the 3 of Pentacles that we had in the first card of this position. Again, showing creativity. Number 3 is a very creative number. It shows a new birth. It shows something new coming when 1 and 2 are joined together. Something new emerging from duality. And of course, so this shows that your awareness now is all about abundance. And you are aware that your creativity is at its peak and that your resources are increasing when you trust the movement. So now you are in this flow of work, in this flow of creative abundance, and you are aware that the best way to approach it is to let it circulate, to let it flow, allow this number 3 to grow and bring more abundance, and of course multiplying through your flying imagination. So these 3 cards harmonize beautifully. So we have this 3 of Pentacles or 3 of Ariel. This is the joy of creating, the joy of mastering something. Then we have the flying over. This is about seeing the bigger picture and also about freedom of your mind that can see so many possibilities. And with the fish, we have the abundance and prosperity that follow when your creativity is free and liberated. So your awareness is about knowing that when you really engage wholeheartedly with something, when you follow your flow, when you follow what you love, abundance follows naturally. So you are in this kind of flowing creative joy at the moment, and you are aware that this can bring a lot of success. And then we have the second position. This is about how to realign my energy, how to help these energies to bring even more abundance and manifestation in my life. So the cards are all about how to settle and mature in these energies. We have this beautiful figure of the High Priestess in this kind of indigo robe with wings, and she is standing at the entrance of a temple, and she looks very serene, very steady, and well, her robe is flowing, it's like merging with the stairs of the temple. This is all about intuition, this is all about inner knowledge, and of course it's about inner knowing. So there is this inner knowledge that you possess, and you need to realign with it, you need to trust it. And she's standing between 2 pillars, and they represent duality, conscious and unconscious, logic and emotion, known and unknown. So she's standing between the pillars, and this is showing that you need to align with both. There is this connection with the rational mind and with the intuitive mind that is happening within you at the moment, which in fact goes very well together with that flying bed, which is also about opposition in a way. A bed as an object in which we rest is flying, is moving. So you are integrating opposing forces, and this always brings a lot of creativity. This is the 2 that is bringing out the number 3, the creation coming from duality. And we have this flowing robe, this blue indigo robe, this flowing downward the stairs. So it looks like this intuition is descending from the spirit into matter. So there is a kind of understanding, a very deep understanding that you have in your mind that you can allow to become more visible in your life. And so perhaps you need to be more alone, perhaps you need to retreat into silence. So don't be guided by external noise, but perhaps you need to meditate, perhaps you need to just find a very quiet, creative practice. So when you honor stillness, your energies will naturally realign with what is creative and abundant in you. And then we have this the card of cats, showing this several cats of different colors, black, pink, and spotted, and they are gathered around this figure, sitting beneath. It looks like a kind of roots or a kind of a mushroom. So surrounded by these different colored cats. And in fact, they do echo the high priestess, because they are also mysterious, very graceful, instinctual, and very independent. So they symbolize the cat's intuitive perception and feminine power, and also self-trust. So they have their own purpose. If you have cats, or if you love cats, or you just, observe them sometimes, they have that very silent kind of walking, not attracting a lot of attention, well, at least usually. And they have this kind of self-confidence of being sure what they want to do, whether they want to rest, whether they want to hunt, whether they want to sleep. So they don't really respond so much to external stimuli, even though they can be very playful and very interactive. So now they are gathering around this kind of mushroom figure, and so they are responding to something. And they are giving some kind of insight. They are interested into this figure. So this may show that you are interested into something very perhaps mysterious. Perhaps this figure is someone in your life that you are observing, like a cat. And internally, you already know what to think about it, or what kind of feeling you have about this person or this figure. Or perhaps you are this figure and you are being observed by these creatures. And so we also see these roots, twisted roots, and they echo the complexity. They can echo these subconscious layers of your mind. So a lot is happening under the surface. This is the message of these cards, of both the High Priestess and the cats and the roots. So there is a lot of observation happening, a lot of inner knowledge, a lot of perception that you can trust. So perhaps you need to move through this situation very carefully, very prudently, like a cat. Maybe you need to be alert like a cat, because perhaps you are faced with a very twisted situation, with an entangled situation, as these roots represent. And maybe you have different kind of feelings or instinctual responses to what is happening outside, because we have three cats. Maybe one cat is saying one thing, the other cat is saying something different. So it seems that a lot is going on under the surface, and you have many instincts entangled together, and they may not always align with your rational thought. So there is a lot happening, that perhaps more than you can explain. So what you need to do right now is to really trust your inner feeling and let your senses and your subtle feelings be your compass. Don't try to dissect the situation rationally. Don't try to understand it forcefully. Just go step by step, move carefully, follow your inner feeling, and this is the way to go in this moment. And just accept that perhaps the situation is more complex as it seems on the first glance, and that is okay. These kind of situations usually lead us towards our own inner complexities. And in fact, this is the way to know ourselves better. So just enjoy this convoluted, twisted route that you may be on in this moment. And then we have this polar bear from the Lenormand Oracle, who is striding very confidently across very much icy waters or crystals. And there we can see this palace of light in the background. So the bear, of course, is all about strength and endurance, and also about emotional strength. It can represent the mother figure, well, the mama bear. So perhaps it can show that there is a kind of a strong figure that you're dealing with in your life at the moment, and you are not very sure how to approach this figure or this situation. It's all about power. So whatever situation you're dealing with, whatever perhaps a person you're dealing with, it brings out your inner strength and power. Perhaps you are dealing with some kind of leadership situation. Perhaps you are trying to show who the master is, who can lead or who can follow. And perhaps you're dealing with people who are not very clear in their intentions, and perhaps you need to guess, like these cats that are surrounding the figure in this underworld situation. And we have the eyes present in this bear card, and the frozen water is also about frozen feelings, which can also show that emotions are very resilient. So perhaps you need to freeze your emotions in order to be strong or to show your power. So, and with the palace that we see in the distance, again, we have this kind of mastery symbol. So you are becoming the leader of this palace or not, or who is the leader or who is the owner of this palace. So in order to realign your energies, in order to be aligned with what is happening in this situation or in this moment of time in your life, you need to cultivate this quiet inner strength of a cat or a bear. So don't rush, don't act, just embody authority and be calm. So this is the situation may demand to show your power, but not through acting or reacting, but just standing calmly in your truth. Like a cat, think of a tiger or a bear, how they show their strength and their force and not react they do react, but if we just observe them in their natural relaxed state, they are not moving so much. They can be very restful and still emit this strength and force. So this is what is demanded from you right now. So be this high priestess, aligned with your truth, carefully observing, walking through this convoluted situation, finding your way through these routes that are maybe unclear, and just staying in your power with serenity and with dignity. Maybe this is also about fear. These cats and the bear can show that perhaps you're dealing with a situation or people that invoke a certain kind of fear or mystery. So now you are just exercising your own power and just standing still. So you have to be emotionally self-possessed. Don't allow others to possess you. You are the one who is in possession of your emotions Yes, and right now that I'm talking about that, my own cat is emitting beautiful sounds. Yes, so we have the confirmation. So be like a cat, and only emit sounds when you want to achieve something. So my cat is now calling his brother. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear it. So yeah, so just be this beautiful cat and don't let outside circumstances or people distract you from your own strength and power. And now we move to the third position. This is about the future outcome. So, what will this new awareness create? So, first we have the King of Cups, or the King of Raphael. And we see this figure rising from the ocean waves, and he's crowned and very steady. And we see these dolphins joyfully leaping around in the water. And of course, above the king's figure, we have also the Archangel Raphael. And the King of Cups is all about emotional mastery. It's all about wisdom and compassion. And he, of course, is a leader. And he's rising from the ocean. The ocean symbolizes the unconscious. So this is about emotions that are mastered through calm presence. This very much echoes the High Priestess. So being led or moving with the emotion, but not being ruled by the emotion. And so we see the dolphins. They represent the joy and also intelligence, and they are showing this lighter expression of emotions because they're these playful creatures. And of course, the Archangel Raphael, and whose name means God heals, is blessing the scene and bringing this healing vibe. So he is saying that something that felt chaotic and dark and unclear is now being healed and is now being blessed with this creative flow. So you are stepping into a role of guidance. So maybe you have been tested by people or by situation, as we have seen in the previous position, to remain calm, to remain peaceful, to show this inner strength and resolve, and to trust your guts, and to move smartly and intelligently as a cat. And this will bring you into a role of healing. You will heal something within yourself, and also you will be very creative. You will be perhaps able to communicate something with compassion, and you are going to go over the obstacles. So whatever seemed dark and unclear is now becoming clear and healed, rising from this oceanic depth and mystery that you were surrounded with before. And this is reinforced by the blessing card. And we see another blessing. This we have this kind of a finger blessing these two humans. And one of them is being touched on the forehead by this divine hand emerging from above. This is, of course, about the moment of direct inspiration or healing. The person, the man, is being touched on the forehead, on the third eye. The male figure representing the male part. This is our creative masculine part, which is about guidance, about creation, about also rational thought, about seeing, about having vision, while the female figure is all about instinct, intuition, about embracing and holding space. So we have these figures who are kneeling, at least the man is kneeling, and this represents a kind of surrender and awareness of being part of something larger. So you are being supported from higher realms, something is guiding you, and the future is going to bring you a kind of recognition and also protection that may feel almost like divinely guided. Perhaps there is a moment of emotional healing, perhaps you will see or hear a clear sign, or it may come in the arrival of a mentor or a person who will help you. And then we have the Lenormand Oracle card, which is this sickle gleaming in this golden wheat, and we see this nice golden and blue colors of the sky. This shows swift decisions, and also that something needs to be perhaps even forcefully separated. Of course, it is also the card of harvest, because we have to cut what was sown. But it's a kind of completion card, and it shows that something is fully ripened. So there are results of your work and your energy, and now they are ready to be gathered. And we see this horizon, and we can see that the sun is rising. It looks like there is this new, maybe perhaps like a midday is coming, or it's like morning time. And this shows renewal after releasing something. So you are cutting away something that no longer serves you. You are making a clear decision. Perhaps you are literally releasing something or someone, and so you are clearly recognizing what no longer nourishes you. Perhaps you need to cut away those roots that we saw in the previous position, so that you can make room for a new phase. And so something very decisive and something very liberating is coming into your life, and it will bring a new and a very fruitful harvest. It is a blessing. It is something very helpful and supportive to you. So in the future, you are called to act decisively and with integrity, also with compassion. And this will bring out your leadership qualities, and it will bring great healing. So perhaps something needs to be cut away, and this will in fact bring a lot of creativity and a lot of abundance in your life. So whatever was unclear in your life, whatever was hidden, whatever was making you feel perhaps in fear, perhaps it felt like you cannot master it, perhaps it felt dominating, or just hidden, like those roots and that bear position, or all that ice that we saw in the bear card. So whatever was frozen, whatever needed healing is now being healed, but through your decisive action, which may entail you cutting away something that no longer serves you. And this is preparing ground for a big and real impact of healing yourself and healing others, and also harvesting the rewards of it. So have the courage, have the awareness, and cut through confusion. You will be very happy with the results. Good luck. Hello to those who chose the group number 3. So we have the first position of the cards, which reveals what aspect of awareness is currently coming to light in your consciousness. So the energy of truth in this moment. So we have the moon card, and we see this luminous angel dressed in blue. And she's standing beneath a glowing full moon, and she has this widespread wings, and we see the figure in a forest, and we see this, it's a kind of white fox or a dog, and a raccoon by her side. So this is all about intuition and the psychic insight. The moon is also about emotional depth, and it's also about things being hidden from rational light. And since we see the full moon here, we see the moon in the background, this represents heightened sensitivity. So light is revealing something that was hidden in the subconscious, and these blue robes connect this figure to this calmness and empathy. The blue color is usually the color of healing, of calming. It is used to calm any kind of irritation. So it brings a sense of calm perception and also empathy. And of course, we have this animal symbolizing instinct. We have this fox as cleverness, and raccoon as, it's a mysterious animal. It's coming from the shadow. It's not so very well lit, maybe because it's not white. And so we are navigating between the shadow and the light. And of course, the forest itself is all about the inner world, very alive, very fertile, but not mapped. We may get lost in a forest. So with the moon card, we always have some situation which can be confusing or uncertain, and the full moon is bringing it to clarity. So we have, we see this, there is in fact this path showing behind the figure, which is being illuminated, and it's going towards two, it's kind of, they're not castles, they're like two, maybe like two mountains, very steep mountains. So we are finding our way through the forest, but not by analyzing it, but by feeling it, by trusting the light from the moon. So the moon card in the tarot, that's a major arcana card. It's a very mysterious card, and in the Kabbalah, it corresponds to the Hebrew letter Kof, which means the back of the head, which is the symbol of the subconscious and the dream world. So, but to truly understand it, we need to see it in the tree of life, in the tree of the Sephirot, that especially the three Sephirot that form the foundation of the psyche. These are Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, the astral triad. And you can see them in the image. So you see the Hod on the left side of the tree, and Netzach on the right side, and then we have Yesod in the middle. So this is the astral triad. This is the foundation of the psyche. So Netzach means victory. And that is the Sephira of Venus. So this is the pulse of emotion, of love, and of art. And its color is green, or like emerald green, which means life and beauty and sensuality. And Netzach it means this is where the energy becomes feeling, where divine ideas that come from upper Sephirot turn into the music of the heart, we could say. It's about passion and desire and art, and it's a very inspirational place. It moves us to create. So that is Netzach. And then on the other side, on the left side, we have Hod, which means splendor. And it is represented by Mercury. And it's all about intellect. So it's about radiant intellect. It's about language. It's about reflection. And the color is amber or orange. And this is about the glow of understanding and communication. So Hod shapes emotion into pattern. It gives form to the feeling, and it gives a kind of structure to imagination. So if we have image in Netzach, Hod puts it into words. And then we have Yesod. So this is the foundation, and it belongs to the moon. And this is like the mirror of the soul. So the color is usually violet or silver, and it's like the reflection of the dream world. So Yesod gathers the emotions of Netzach and the thoughts of Hod and blends them into this subconscious field where we have all these images and desires and memories. This is where this is stored in Yesod. So Yesod is the gateway between spirit and matter, because the matter is represented even by the lowest Sephira, the Malkut, which is below Yesod. So Yesod is like a gateway. We are in the world between spirit and matter. And it shows the lens through which higher energies are reflected into the world below, into Malkut, which means kingdom, and this is our earth. So this is the astral triad, but then we have the moon path. So this is the path. These are the lines that you see that they are connecting the Sephirot. So these lines on the tree of life, these are paths. And the moon card from the tarot lies on the path of Kof, and you can see it in the image. It is shown with this kind of greenish color. I marked it like that. So it's the path that goes from Netzach to Malkut. So this is the path where emotions take form. If we see the emotional world and the beauty and all the feeling from Netzach, we are traveling on the path of Kof to the Malkut, to the realm of reality. So the emotions are taking form, dreams are becoming visible. But this path means that the truth is seen indirectly. It's like moonlight upon water. And when we are on this path, we need to learn to distinguish reflection from reality, so illusion from intuition. So together, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod form this subtle architecture of the mind. So Netzach feels, Hod thinks, and Yesod dreams. And when they're balanced, they generate imagination and clarity. But when they're distorted, they produce delusions and projections and fears and shadows, which are reflected in the moon card. So we see this illuminated path in the moon card, but we also have these instincts, and the dog and the fox, and the moon itself, which is in a way very mysterious. So the moon card invites us into this night of the soul. So we are entering our inner world where the tides are shifting constantly. So we need to trust our intuition, but we need to purify illusion. So we need to walk by the light of the truth, which is reflected, not direct, until we come to the sunrise. So from Netzach's passion and through Hod's understanding into the dreams of Yesod, we pass through all that until our reflection becomes a realization and what is hidden becomes revealed. So the path of Kof is like the dark mirror. It's the dark mirror of the soul. It's like a testing ground where truth and illusion are intertwined, and we are asked to see through appearances, beyond reflection, beyond illusion, and see the light itself. So when we are on this path, we are encountering our own shadows, all the repressed emotions, instincts, projections that rise from the depths of our unconscious. So that's why the moon card in the tarot represents a realm of dreams and distortions, where something that is familiar can be completely dissolved into something symbolic, into something that is only our reflection. It certainly gives way to intuition, but still we are not clear what is reality and what is only our symbolic understanding. So the soul is confronted by faith and not seeing. So we have to have faith, because we don't have the sight. And we have to have intuition because we don't have intellect. So the mind needs to surrender its need to see clearly and to feel the truth that is coming from within. So only when we learn to walk by this inner moonlight and trusting the unseen, only then the path begins to open towards the dawn. And then we come from the moon card to the sun card, which is the emergence of clarity. So after we have passed through the darkness of Kof, we rise into Resh. As you can see it here in the image, I marked it. This is the path of the sun. And this is about the illumination of the inner child, the joyful reunion of conscious and unconscious, because Resh means head or face. So Kof meant back of the head, the subconscious mind, the forces moving behind awareness. But now Resh, the path of the sun, represents the forehead, the place of light and conscious vision. So these two they form a kind of polarity. Kof is the unseen dream, and Resh is the awakened vision, the clarity. So through the path of the moon, energy flows downward from Netzach, the sphere of feeling and imagination, into Malkut, the world of form and experience. This is our world, our world of the earth. And this descent from Netzach to Malkut teaches us the art of discernment, learning to recognize the difference between true imagination, which is because imagination has its use, and it is born from true reflection and intuition. And then we have, on the other hand, the false illusion, which is born from imbalance and fear. So we need to know what is our true imagination, our inner intuition, and what is false illusion and what is fear. So to walk this path is very, very difficult. This is one of the most difficult paths in the Kabbalistic tree of life. We need to turn fear into intuition, and we need to turn confusion into wisdom. This is like the night before dawn. So we are preparing the soul for the light of the sun. Therefore, the moon, it's not about deception. It's about revealing through reflection. It's a very mysterious card, a very mysterious path, and it kind of invites us to see how the light of consciousness shines even within darkness, and how we can be guided by the unseen, and how every shadow, in fact, points toward this new dawn. And then we have this other card, foreigners, and we see this very kind of eclectic group of people around the tree. One, it looks like it's holding like a watering can, and they have this potted flower, and they're dressed differently, and they belong to different cultures. So this is all about being open and learning through difference. It's about exchanging perspectives. And again, we have the trees, which symbolize like a shared source. They all grow from the same source, even though they are different. So different worlds are meeting. So this is like an invitation to embrace that what feels foreign or new in your life. It may be shown externally, or it may be some kind of impulse within yourself. And we have this watering and planting imagery, and this speaks of nurturing connections and allowing this collaboration, however unusual it may feel, to bear fruit. So you are expanding your awareness of the world. Maybe you're meeting new people, new ideas, or even emotions that feel unfamiliar. So especially with the moon, and it's this intuitive pull, this card suggests that we are crossing boundaries. We are crossing boundaries, emotional boundaries, creative boundaries, and we are discovering something new, but still uniting, still being aware that it comes from the same source. And then we have this beautiful bouquet of pink tulips wrapped in this ribbon, and there is this small card tied to it. It's a very beautiful scenery. And this shows beauty and gratitude, and also receiving gifts. It's also a card of recognition. So we see this kind of kindness, the blossoming of kindness and expression of appreciation. And of course, the cards can imply a message or a certain kind of acknowledging something. Maybe you are being appreciated or your work is being acknowledged. And we have the number 9, which connects to culmination. Number 9 is the number of completion. So something is blooming after all this inner work. So you are receiving appreciation and emotional rewards. Maybe there is some kind of kind gesture. Maybe you are the one who is giving a kind gesture, and you are attracting people. You are attracting different people, and you are attracting harmony. So there is a certain gentleness in you, and this kind of feeling that you are drawing in beauty and gracefulness and embracing different ideas and different people. So with the moon card, we have this intuition and the courage to see beyond illusion. And with the foreigners, we see the connection and acceptance of difference and expanding awareness, and this will bring harmony and appreciation. So now you are really truly able to see maybe other people or situations for what they really are, and you can trust your intuition, and you will receive empathy and openness, and this is also something that you can offer to others. And then we have the position 2. This is about how I can realign my energy to support this shift. And we have a very playful energy in these cards. We see that your intuition can express itself with ease and renewal. So first we see the Six of Cups, these two children dressed in green, in shades of green, and they're sitting by this lake surrounded by roots and flowers, and there is this sunlight coming through the trees. This is all about nostalgia and joy, and also reconnection with the inner child. And the children, as a symbol, embody purity and trust. This is the natural flow of emotion before judgments and fear arise. So this reflects the lesson from the Moon card. So you need to discern between your intuition and fears. So trust your intuition, trust your emotions, and don't go down the path of the fear, but go through the path of purity and innocence. And then also, of course, we have all these roots, and they suggest nature, and also being grounded in nature, and also that you may be receiving some resources from your roots, perhaps literally from your children or your childhood experiences. So, and then of course the next card, which is play, it simply means that you need to return to simplicity and play, and perhaps revisit something that made you happy. This is a very creative position. There is imagination, there is laughter, there is playing. So remember this joyful energy without too much analysis. So open your heart toward trust. And this, the playing card, of course, we see this figure with the dice and cards, represents taking chances, embracing uncertainty, which is part of creation. And we have this checkered floor, white and black tiles. This symbolizes duality and strategy. So you have to know when to act, and you have to know when to play. And so this is about combining discipline and spontaneity. So, in a way, you need to allow your life to become a game. Don't overthink. So, be curious, but not controlling. So, there is a certain invitation to lightness. So, be aware of all possible issues or all possible strategies, but dance with them. Connect with the joy, trust the joy, rather than fear. And then we have the Stork card, which is all about renewal and positive change. It's also about nesting energy. Of course, we see the nest, which is about emotional security. It kind of connects with the children card. So storks are also about cycles. They migrate, they return, and they are reborn. And this is also about divine timing. So something is coming after a certain period of preparation. So in order to realign, you need to let the changes arrive gently. So don't force anything, be playful about things. It will unfold naturally. And also Be loyal to what you feel truly nourishes you. So, because we see this one stork like guarding the nest. So, guard your nest and wait for new emotional seasons. So, realignment for you now means healing through playfulness and faith. So, approach life not as a test, but as a dance. And reconnect with your child, which can take chances and trust the rhythm of change. And then you will harmonize this intuitive moon energy from the first position with joy and with patience to wait for the right moment to act. And then we have the final position, the third position. The cards are all about what is the outcome of your realignment, of the actions you take. And we see this emotional awakening into peace and clarity and wisdom. So we have, in fact, the death card, which is called peace. And we see this luminous angel in this beige robe standing in a forest with extended wings. And we see a white dove gliding above. So this is all about completion, and it's also about accepting and divine surrender. And we see the Azrael angel, which is known as the angel of transformation and comfort. She helps souls transition from endings into new beginnings. And the white dove, of course, represents the spirit's release and peace, and also forgiving. And we see all this beautiful sunlight filtering through the old and opening new growth. And with these open hands, we can see that this loss conveys surrender, which is not in fact loss. It's about serenity. It's about letting go peacefully. So the future brings resolution and closure, and you are ready to release something from the past, some past attachments. And with Azrael, we see that this is a very gentle and sacred passing. Something more luminous is coming into your life. And then we have the next card, the clouds card. This is a very surreal scene. We see this building. They're walking on these long legs under this sky of storm and light. And we see this man shielding himself from the winds, and he seems uncertain which way to go. This, in a way, shows the confusion. This reflects this confusion that we saw in the moon, this need to see through confusion and transform it into clarity. And this is all temporary because the weather, which represents the mind here, is temporary. So the uncertainty is temporary. So these dark clouds indicate the turbulence of the mind before the understanding. And the structures seem unstable because these towers are walking. So our plans or beliefs represented by the structures, they no longer stand in their old form. So we have another symbol of releasing and letting go. But we see the light breaking through the mist. So the dawn is coming, the sunlight is coming. So you are going into the phase of adjustment. So you are in this momentary uncertainty, but new clarity is coming, and that was already indicated in the moon cards. So this mental fog will clear, and you can trust the process. And as we saw in your realignment cards, just trust your inner joy. Don't go down the path of fear and strategy and too much analysis, but trust your joy and trust that what you are giving will be accepted and you will be recognized and acknowledged for your acts of kindness, for your acts of acceptance. So you are coming into more stable and more peaceful phase. And interestingly, we are concluding the reading with the moon again from the Lenormand deck, and it shows this face that gazes into the night sky, surrounded by stars. Again, we see this celestial instrument watching the cycles of the heavens. And the moon card in the Lenormand deck is very different from the moon card in tarot. It shows recognition and a certain kind of emotional wisdom, which is reflected also in the public eye. So you are going to get into a place where your understanding, your awareness will be aligned with divine order, and you will be acknowledged for your intuition. And also these blue tones, they evoke serenity and balance and the calm after all this turmoil. So the final manifestation of your journey is a profound emotional and spiritual harmony. So you're going to be very much attuned to intuition, you will be creative, and also you will have recognition, inner and outer. In order to come to this phase, you may need to let go of something. Maybe not cling to old patterns, maybe not cling to old fears. Maybe if you have new ideas, if you are accepting maybe new people in your life, do that. Accept them with kindness, with grace, and you will be rewarded. So those who chose the group 3, you are coming into this serenity. You're moving through uncertainty with trust, and you should allow yourself to be guided by intuition rather than fear. And you are accepting a certain situation, perhaps even an ending of something. And the clouds card remind you that this confusion is brief. It's like weather, it will change. And then on the other side, you have the moon card from the Lenormand deck, which confirms serenity and recognition. So your outcome is not about some dramatic action, but it's about peace and mastery of the situation. And also, if you want your truth to be seen and recognized, it will be. So just allow your quiet knowing to lead you and align with this higher timing. So whatever you need to do, whatever you need to say, whatever you need to be acknowledged and recognized, it will be. So you will be confirmed in your truth, but you need to do it with gentleness and kindness, with no strategy, no fear, just trusting the flow. And you are coming to a very serene place where you will be seeing everything from the higher ground. And also people around you will notice that. So if you want someone or something to see you for who you are, this is coming. Just trust it. So I wish you good luck and see you in some next reading.